Hello everybody and welcome back to Team Vikavolt's YouTube channel. In today's video we're going to continue going through some pretty mega awesome mega evolution decks that you should be getting pretty excited for, as the Mega Evolution TCG set does drop in just a couple of weeks. I know at least in my area the pre-releases for this set are starting up on September the 13th here in 2025, and so it would be a pretty good idea to check out this list that I will be presenting and some of the other ones. Links in the description down below. Now, usually the way that this goes, if you're new to the channel, welcome, is that I highlight some of the key cards and overall the whole strategy of the deck before ultimately sharing this Japanese deck list with you. This is a first place winning list from a tournament over in Japan, not a massive like regional scale tournament, but still like your typical shop tournament, like 30 to 60 players, something like that. And so this is a first place list that we'll get into, but of course it has to be all about, based off of the giant picture on the screen, Mega Lucario EX. This is another one of the two mascot Pokemon, the other one being Mega Gardevoir EX for the Mega Evolution set. It is a stage 1 Mega Pokemon, obviously. It's going to be worth 3 prizes if it gets knocked out, which is not really great for you, but it has 340 HP, so that should be kind of helpful in staying alive. And we have 2 really cheap, really powerful attacks. The first one is Aura Jab, which has obvious synergy with the rest of the deck. For 1 fighting energy, you're doing 130, and then you can attach up to 3 basic fighting energy cards from your discard pile to your bench Pokemon in any way that you like, and so you can power up other attackers. Like that's pretty much what it's there to do. And then for just 1 more fist, Mega Brave does 270 damage, but then you cannot use Mega Brave at least on the active Pokemon during the next turn. Now you can get around this. If you're not familiar with the rules, you can get around this by being able to retreat and then switch back into the active. It is considered a new Pokemon. So if I used Mega Brave and then it was my next turn, I could switch out of the active spot and then switch back into the active spot with the Mega Lucario EX that had attacked on my previous turn, and I would be able to use Mega Brave yet again. If you retreat and then re-promote somehow, it counts as a new Pokemon. That's how it works. And so it's pretty straightforward. With Mega Lucario EX, you want to power up other attackers with Aura Jab, and then you want to do some pretty good damage with Mega Brave. If you're looking at the numbers, they kind of don't look that impressive, but that's where we get into all of the support that this deck does feature. Again, Mega Gardevoir EX is a thing. I'm planning on making a whole other video about that deck very, very soon, if not like tomorrow or the next day. But it is going to be hitting you for weakness. That is something to definitely keep in mind on Mega Lucario EX. You're double weak to Psychic, and so your Gardevoir matchup is not going to be your best friend. So take that with a grain of salt. That still doesn't mean that Lucario EX is a bad deck. It just means it has a pretty bad matchup against Mega Gardevoir EX. Anyhow, let's talk about these damage boosters that I mentioned a second ago. We have an item card coming out in Mega Evolution called Premium Power Pro, which looks like a giant orange popular beverage. I don't know if I can say the name of the beverage without getting some kind of copyright strike or something weird like that, but Premium Power Pro, I kind of glitched out there for a second. During this turn, attacks used by your fighting Pokemon, you're going to do 30 more damage. This is great because this item card stacks. The effect of the item card stacks. So if you play, like, you can have up to 4 Premium Power Pro in your deck. So if you play 4, well, then you're doing 120 extra damage. This is great for helping you to hit numbers, especially considering that this deck list, that we will get into, does run Maximum Belt as the A-spec of choice. It is a tool card, Maximum Belt is, and it lets you do 50 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon EX. So let's take into consideration going up against a Mega Gardevoir EX, right? So you have a Mega Lucario EX, and let's say you use Mega Brave for 270, and then you also have the Maximum Belt. That's 280, 290, 300, 310. That's 320 with a maximum belt against a Mega Gardevoir EX. And then you throw in a why can't I say this card? Premium Power Pro, right? How much did we say we're doing? 350? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 320. I'm crazy. 320. And then you do 30 more damage with a Premium Power Pro. That's 350. You're 10 damage short from knocking out a Mega Gardevoir EX. In my opinion, you could use like one Hawlucha with the flying entry ability to be able to pick up that last 10 damage. But the Pokemon card creators definitely did this on purpose. They didn't want Mega Lucario EX to be able to hit Mega Lucario EX to hit Mega Gardevoir EX with just one Premium Power Pro and a maximum belt. And so they made it 10 damage more bulky. They definitely did that on purpose. It's kind of annoying, but you could use 2 Premium Power Pros and a maximum belt and hit with Mega Brave, and then you're knocking out a Mega Gardevoir EX. So it's not impossible. That is just an example. So we have some really great damage buffs with Premium Power Pro, there it is, and Maximum Belt as our A-Spec of choice in this list. We do also have, of course, support Pokemon. The first one we're going to talk about is Solrock. For just 1 fighting energy, Cosmo Beam does 70 damage, but if you have to have Lunatone on the bench. If you don't have Lunatone on the bench, it doesn't do anything. And it's also not affected by weakness or resistance, but 70 damage is pretty good for picking up a really easy knockout on like a 1-prizer, like a Ralts, or on like a Fan Rotom or what have you. So it's really not bad to have a 1 energy 70 damage attack with Solrock, even if you do have to have Lunatone on the bench. Speaking of, Lunatone is here for more support with the ability Lunar Cycle. So Lunar Cycle says that you have to have Solrock in play, so you have to have the Sun and the Moon, but if you have both of them in play, you get to discard a basic fighting energy card from your hand, and you get to draw 3 cards. So you have draw support, you have damage buffs, and you have a nice 1-prizer, 1 energy attacker with Solrock to be able to pick off like little Pokemon in the early game. And you know, let's say that you're going up against like an like a Future Iron Hands EX. You're still only doing 70 damage, so forget that. I was about to say you're doing 140. You're not doing 140. You're only doing 70. Sorry. But yeah. Anyway, Lunar Cycle. I'll get it. Lets you draw 3 cards if you have the Solrock in play and you discard the basic fighting energy card. There we go. That's all I'm trying to say. Additionally, you do have Hariyama with the ability Sumo Catcher. It says when you evolve from your hand, evolve a Pokemon that you have in play into Hariyama from your hand, you basically get to gust up one of your opponent's Pokemon. So it's kind of like a boss's orders, and it does have an attack for 3 fighting energy. You're doing 210 damage to the opposing Pokemon, but you are doing 70 damage to yourself. That's probably not really going to come into play very often, or at least it shouldn't, but it is there, just to mention it. Really, you're just here for the ability Sumo Catcher to be able to just target down your opponent's bench Pokemon and take those key knockouts, which are going to be extremely important moving into this Mega Evolution format with all these 3-prizers and hefty 2-prizers and weakness all over the place on both sides of the playing board. So Hariyama, good card. We do also have the inclusion of Fighting Gong, which is another item card coming out here in Mega Evolution. Lots of fighting support. I love it. It lets you search your deck for a basic fighting Pokemon or a basic fighting energy card, and it is an item card, so it's some nice synergy, some nice search. Gives you a few options with variability like in your hand. Like maybe you don't have the Solrock, but you do have the Lunatone and you have Fighting Gong. Well, Fighting Gong is going to let you get the other half of that combination. Or maybe you have the Solrock and you have the Lunatone, but you don't have the basic fighting energy. Well, you can use Fighting Gong and get the fighting energy to be able to draw 3 more cards and things of that nature. So Fighting Gong, not a bad card, but it might be something that in the future, in future builds of this deck, might end up getting like cut in favor for cards like this, like Lily's Determination, which we have discussed in the previous video. It's a supporter card, really strong shuffle draw support. If you still have 6 prize cards remaining, you get to shuffle your hand into your deck and then draw 8 cards instead of just 6 cards otherwise. Really great shuffle draw. Lily's Determination is going to be a really big deal moving forward. And then here's the list. So huge shout out to the Japanese Twitter user Pokekameshi. I have featured them many times on the channel as well. Always releasing really great deck lists that I love to feature here on the channel, and this one is no different. The only extra things that I would like to kind of call out here is are on the bottom row. You're running 2 copies of Professor Turo's Scenario to be able to gust up Pokemon and deny prizes, so that's great. And you are also running a 4-4 split of Professor's Research and Lily's Determination, so lots of really aggressive draw power in those supporters as well. Additionally, you do also have 2 Artisan to help you get set up, especially with the Soul Rock Lunatone combo, and 2 copies of Town Store, which is another Stadium card that allows you to search your deck for a tool card and put it into your hand. This is really useful for getting those air balloons so that you can have some easy retreat options, as well as, of course, the maximum belt out of your deck. And then you're running 9 basic fighting energy, which is probably just exactly the right amount for this deck. And so there's the list. I hope that you enjoy. It looks like it's pretty fun. And again, this is a winning list. This is a first place list. You could take it to your locals, and I think you'd do pretty well, even against Gardevoir and things of that nature. So let me know what you think about Mega Lucario EX. Let me know what you think about the list. And yeah, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. Appreciate you being patient with me with all my verbal foibles that for some reason I had this time around on this recording of the video. But yeah, that's all I got for today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Should be Mega Gardevoir EX that I'm going over. Yeah, that's all I got. Bye-bye.